And welcome back to the LEC Season Finals, the grand final between Fnatic and G2. Game 1 was a slugfest, Game 2 was a slaughter. Will Game 3 be more of the same, or will we see a changing of the tide?
Well, Fnatic have opted to go red side,
okay.
So they're clearly trying to change some things up. In terms of the, well, I say change things up. I mean, they experienced Game 1.
But that was closer.
Yeah, that was definitely closer. We're definitely hoping for Fnatic to bounce back. We want more games between these two teams. But the Talia, unsurprisingly, going to be taken off the board. The Poppy likely to be removed as well from the pool, along with the Tristana, emulating exactly what G2 did in Game 1.
Similar bans coming in, like you said. I think Fnatic quite smart to go red side. I think blue side, as much as giving G2 red allows them to flex, I think Fnatic need to find those flexes, those counter picks on supports. Blinding support just feels impossible on blue side for Fnatic. So, yeah, very similar bans coming through.
Wow. And
Brokenblade's taunting the Kled here to tell Wunder, don't you dare blind pick that Renekton again. Now, what has Fnatic got? We haven't seen them adapt much in these 10-12 games that we've seen of them throughout the last few weeks.
I mean, Razork talked about it on PGL yesterday. He's like, we've basically shown what we've got. Like, we have to try and find something overnight to really surprise G2. And obviously, that's a struggle. And obviously, Fnatic have fought very hard to be here, especially since you look back at their season. They started off so poorly in spring, but now, can they find that final bit of spark, that final fight?
Maokai Jace or Maokai Azir. What's their pick of the poison? It's going to be the Azir for Fnatic.
Okay.
So, I mean, Caps can take away the Jace here if he wants. They can keep the Rell flex alive, and they can pick things like the Renekton if they want. They can pick a Draven. They can, I think G2, it's really hard to say. They can do Kog'Maw Brown. That's a G2 classic here on 2-3 as well on blue side. So,
do they want to blind the Braum, though?
yeah, Rakan is up, which is a bit of a struggle, isn't it? They could just do Rakan on 3 on their Kog'Maw Brown. So I think top, yeah, K'Sante could work.
Not to.
The Jace could work.
They could grab themselves Xayah now, but AD carry has not been a huge priority. Mid does make the most sense. The question is,
I think Nico.
what does Caps want to bring? I was thinking the Nico, actually. It's something that we have seen with the LeBlanc banned away. Tristana also gone.
Yeah, Caps Nico is really good. And as much as it's been nerfed, I think with Rell, with a melee support, just need a bit of damage, really, don't you? Sprinkled on top, and it's good setup.
What direction will they go? Are we actually...
No.
Caps
Okay, it's Game 3. It's Game 3, lads. They won the last 2. This is where we get a little bit of spice.
Okay.
Caps Yone is locked in. Now Wunder can match top if he wants, pick up that Renekton. If he doesn't want to go onto the 4-5, they can prioritize an AD carry for Noah. If they want to take away things like the Kai'Sa, they can pick Nautalis here and ban away the Braum. But yeah, the Renekton is the easy option. Now Fnatic dropping bot lane to 4-5 is a bit easier than it was last game, because they'll have their pick of the litter on support. I think Braum ban is good for Fnatic. He stops Kog'Maw Braum. You can blind Nautalis if you want. I think Nautalis Alistar ban could come out from G2 if they ban away that Braum. And then they could drop a Lissandra ban and take the Rakan. They could then go AD instead and leave the Rakan open. It's a bit of a... Fnatic have many options in this 4-5.
In Game 1, they ban away Draven and Braum. Question is, do they consider Draven to still be a threat? But there's always the possibility of this Rell going into the support. The Kog'Maw going to be taken away.
So they don't ban the Braum, they ban the Kog'Maw instead. They could do Kog'Maw Draven then.
Yeah.
And force Mikyx to blind pick support. You know, if all supports are open, that's even better for Fnatic. So does G2 pinch it? No, they're going to match ADs.
I'm surprised. I actually thought a direction G2 could go with something like the Xayah Rell and then flex something else into the jungle. Like they've shown the Fiddlesticks before. They have AP jungle.
None of it worked for G2
That's
though.
true, but they have it as an option.
I think the risk as well is if you leave the Xayah open, Fnatic just pick it on 4 and then on 5 they have their support counter pick.
Well, I would love for them to take away the Kai'Sa, especially when you're playing Maokai. I think Kai'Sa with the hybrid damage just suits G2's comp quite nicely. So there's the Kog'Maw Draven. Kai'Sa on 4 would be nice here. Does G2 take it away? Then Zeri feels like the next best one, unless you want to play an Ezreal game.
Yeah, Ezreal is the other one I'm thinking about. When you think about range, decent team fighting, good scaling.
Fnatic could always look towards the Aphelios as well.
You know, if they ban Kai'Sa, I think Hansama's pinched a bit. So leaving it open is probably better. But I do think a Kai'Sa denial has to happen. Alistar's banned, so that could be G2 signaling a Nautalis or Rakan, but Braum's open. Kai'Sa Braum not the best though, in terms of a 2v2 lane, so...
It does deny the Braum though, and removes the ability to stop that Maokai.
To be honest, now the blind support for G2 becomes a bit easier, because if you just pick Nautalis, they're kind of forced into Braum. They can go Kai'Sa Rakan, but it's not going to be something winning. But I think Aphelios here could work. They could also do Lucian Melio. Ezreal's not ideal.
Where will G2 go? Already a bit of a surprise with the Yone in the mid lane. Cap's only brought that out twice in his career, once against Koi earlier in the year, and once against SK Gaming all the way back in 2021. They did win both those games, but Caps does tend to be on the winning side. There's the Rakan locked in, so no Nautalis as of yet.
Why did they blind Rakan? Trymbi will happily pick Nautalis into Rakan. It's one of his most played throughout the season finals. They don't deny it. And now he doesn't have to go Brown, which is, good into those melee sports, but team fights can be a bit sketchy, especially when you're playing. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
That could answer the.
That could answer the question.
That could answer the question.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, we always got to be.
Sivir.
Sivir, all right. We did see that banned in the previous game, a little bit more scaling on the side of G2. What a comp from G2 have drafted for themselves. Fnatic, I feel, are going in the direction that we expect. I wonder do they still want to play the Nautilus into this?
I think they should. Lulu is... Yeah, okay,
All
right, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It's a very effective front line. Like, you look at their team fighting, their range, this is such a well-rounded composition from Fnatic. It gives them so many tools, good scaling. G2's is a little bit more of a mishmash of different champions that we don't typically see in the meta. Obviously, we've seen them through various places and around the world. I'm looking forward to seeing what G2 can do with it.
I like Fnatic's draft. I think they can win this game.
I agree.
They've got
completely.
tools. G2 haven't counted anything. This Rakan blind is questionable for me into Fnatic's comp. I hope Noah goes AD though. I don't go AP Kai'Sa this game. Please don't go AP Kai'Sa. It just hinders your draft so much. If he goes AD, things like the Navori, I think Fnatic's drafts will be overall stronger. They need to get this Yone ahead. They need to get him on a side lane. The Renekton can match. Fnatic has better scaling, more front to back. They've got great front line, good CC. They've got decent poke. This is a game that's winnable for Fnatic from draft.
I mean, for Fnatic, it has been a year of grit and determination. It has been a year of rising from the dirt. Can they do it once again here? Game 2 was a slaughter. It was one-sided for G2, but Fnatic have shown us across the years, across the storied history of this organization, that when they are down and out, don't count them out yet, because they are always able to come back. G2, on the other hand, have shown us sometimes they're just the GOATs of Europe. Can Fnatic find something, a little spark, a little bit of magic to fight back here as we get on in to Game 3? G2 currently living the dream atop the world. The entirety of Europe at their feet. For Fnatic, the dream has been more like a nightmare, but a fairy tale can
Don't do it.
out. Trymbi gonna face check, and G2 find him, and now Trymbi needs to get the hell out of there. The flash, he has the hook as well, but G2 can chase, and Trymbi really doesn't have anywhere to go. The ghost out from Unsummer. Trymbi, can you get out of this one? It would be miraculous, but he can't find it. No miracle today as G2 strike first.
He face checks the brush, and G2, there's little they had to do. They just grouped and prepared for that early ward, and they're able to punish him for it. First blood, 3 games in a row now for G2.
Minions has spawned.
Not a great start. Not the worst that it went onto the Rell. And the fact that Yike hasn't based to spend that gold means the game is still even. But he's lost his flash, so that hurts the 2v2. That's the most important thing, really. It's not really the gold, it's just the summoner. Because that's targetable. Yike, right now, the fact you have no flash, the game can change now. Yike maybe wants the full clear top to bot, but now he can do 3 camps bot side into enemy blue. He can do 3 camps into bot gank into enemy blue. Losing that summoner opens up so many windows. He can even level 2 gank bot if he wants, you know. Very unlikely, but still, it just opens up so many options when a quote-unquote a lane that's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Contesting the bot push is now just going to have to give up.
Yeah, it's basically impossible for Trymbi and Noah. Obviously, they do still have power. Kai'Sa Nautalis, a very strong 2v2 duo, but we'll have to see if they can find anything. Hansama did burn the Ghost in the level 1 trade. I'll be happy enough with this. G2 able to force Trymbi and Noah back. You can see them respecting the fact that Mikyx can step forward. The Gleaming Quill first, something we see quite commonly on Rakans now, just to get you that bit of extra sustain in the level 1 trades.
So here it comes. You can see the Rell is leaning to the right side of her Raptors on the mid-map, so she's probably going to walk into the bot side jungle. What Yike can also do is go behind the wall on the tri-bush, flash over, and then just look to W the Nautilus.
Tofu strikes it, Wunder able to dodge it. Yike now.
Oh, the sapling stopped him.
Really good spot there by Razork.
He wants to flash over that big wall, but it's gone now.
Bit like a Rek'Sai gank. Trymbi here, trading. Gleaming Quill from Mikyx will heal him up a little bit, but that's a very good trade for Noah. As he continues to put the damage down onto Hans Summer. Both Mikyx and Hans Summer were below half HP. Mikyx pops the potion to get himself back up. The Gleaming Quill will heal Hans Summer as well.
Credit to Razork, he's adapted his early pattern well, with Humanoid now having presence from the mid lane. Makes it harder for Yike to really do much more. That ward will be spotted out by G2. He's going to be forced to move back up towards his top side. But you can't look across the map right now. Wunder has push in the top lane. Humanoid has push in mid. In the bot lane, even though it's been a close back and forth, they should be able to get level 3 off this. Will they look for a fight?
They might. Razork, Wade pushing in towards Fnatic here. Hans Summer, though, backs away. Razork able to realize that he would be spotted in that tri-bush, and so the ward goes down. Razork now looking towards mid, and Caps is pushed quite
really
far forward. No flash. He uses the knock-up as well, that Q.
He's dead.
He should be dead. Can Fnatic strike back the flash away? Fate sealed! As Razork takes the kill. Hans Summer and Mikyx now trading. Good hook. As Trymbi tries to keep Mikyx at bay.
And just great timing from Razork. The ward was placed by Hans Summer in that tri-bush, but it was a second too late, which means they didn't have full information on where Razork was, and that gave him an opportunity to find a play in mid. Now Brokenblade once again going toe-to-toe with Wunder. Nice trades from him. Yike looking for a gank in top.
Yeah, Razork's trying to follow him. You can see sprinting towards where his Razor Beaks would be. Realizes they're not there. Now parts up towards the top lane, and Yike calls off the gank. Razork works his way across here. Should just be able to take his Krugs. Wunder will back, has the TP to get back into the lane. Brokenblade has already invested his.
I think Razork will also take a big base after these Krugs. Maybe he wants to cover top. But yeah, map stayed in a pretty healthy situation for Fnatic. Mid's in a good spot. Flash down for the Yone makes it so Humanoid can play a little bit more aggressive. But I think he needs to start focusing on the bot side of the map now. Razork, as the Nautilus flash slowly comes back up, they can start to contest that 3v3.
Brokenblade having a much better time in the top lane than he was against Wunder in game 1 on this Renekton Kai'Sa matchup. Wunder, though, has been performing relatively well for Fnatic across the last couple of weeks. Have to remember, he's one of the most storied top laners, probably the most storied top laner in Europe. He's on that G2 lineup.
The funniest thing about the Wunder story is it was back in 2018 when Whippo had to sub in for Soaz against Wunder, who was on G2 at the time, and then Fnatic were able to win. And that was the year of winning for Fnatic, as you rightly said at the beginning of the cast, back when Caps was originally on the roster. So for now, him to be the sub and to get them here, I'm sure they'd be disappointed if they could get themselves another game. Yike looking for it.
Razork no smite. I think he used it as he started the Gromp, but he doesn't know that Yike. And he's going to move back into the bot side of the river. One ward covering off Humanoid, as Cap should get towards that level 6 after one more minion. There it is. Wave slowly pushing out. Razork on the bot side of the map still. If they push up here, G2, we could look to maybe flash over the wall, look for an engage onto Mikyx, who's low on mana. I think G2 will respect it. The sapling coming across the wall, yeah, they'll know.
So a very respectful early game from both sides. A lot of trading during
Not anymore. The all-out's coming out. Brokenblade trying to pull Wunder back. Doesn't have the flash. Would just be a flash for flash. Brokenblade doesn't even need his. As the early level 6, or the first level 6 at least for Brokenblade, means that Wunder has to respect the kill threat of Kai'Sa.
He's able to get away with his life, and he should be able to soak up this whole wave as well. A lot of resets going to be coming through. You'll start to see supports get unlocked on the map as well. Keep your eyes on Mikyx, making his way back towards base. Let's see what he decides to do, whether he looks for an opportunity in mid. We saw a couple of pings from Fnatic suggesting that Mikyx might be making his way out onto the map. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Trymbi doing the same.
It's awkward here because Crab's up on the top side and Razork wants to contest it, but Wunder really needs to take a base right now. Humanoid has insane mid push. It would have been ideal to contest that 3v3, but because Brokenblade was winning out on the trade, if Wunder doesn't take this base here, it makes his lane so difficult. So he's going to take that reset. They're going to drop the Crab. Mikyx's here to cover Caps off. No Dragon's Thought just yet. There's a pink in the bot side river for Fnatic. Trying to hold some vision as the Sivir really wants to keep that perma push up. Mikyx trying to cover. Caps has the ult, but he should be alright.
Just unbind his soul, back away. Humanoid looking for the plate here. Just one order will be enough to secure it. Gets the first plate for Fnatic. Mikyx hooked. Should be able to dodge away from this one. Trymbi doing a good job of making sure that Mikyx doesn't isn't allowed to get out to his own devices on the map. Good man marking by the Fnatic support. And something we've seen so much of him this weekend is just how well he can impact this early game. Caps going forward, the divide comes back, but he buffers his ult. And manages to escape.
Well played there by Caps. We saw him do that a lot on his Tristana. Yep. Replicating the same performance. But now this does give a window for Fnatic to move into this bot river. Humanoid does need a base though. He's got no mana. I think this would be a difficult Drake start. There are a couple of pings actually coming down onto the Herald as Yike ticks over to 6. Razork though looking for a play in mid.
Yeah, Cap stayed and Razork has flash. He could die here if he finds the window. But he shows himself and now Yike will start up that Herald, but he's on vision. Fnatic know what's going on and Razork, it's going to be a bit tough to cross through mids, so he's going to start up the Dragon instead. It'll be a neutral objective trade. Obviously G2 favorite. First Herald is quite strong in getting the game rolling in your favor. Pings coming out from G2, I think they know they're on this Dragon, and no contest. So this game a lot slower than the previous two.
8 minutes in, only a couple of kills, but it's given us time to talk about the two teams facing off against each other as Noah trades in with Hans Summer here. Mikyx would dash away with the battle dance, and Noah does have that 6, so does Hans Summer.
We need to get back to this wave. Yeah. Hans Summer and Mikyx making
Trymbi's about to hit 6. He's 1 minion away. Will they go in with a depth charge? Brokenblade trading onto Wunder here. Dragon taken. Yike looking for a fight in the top lane. The Rift Herald might just come down. Brokenblade with a good knockback, but he tanks another tower. Wunder, no Iron Spike Whip on him yet, but double sword, Ruby Crystal and a Doran shield will keep him healthy enough. Yike stops his recall.
They lose this 2v1. The Cassante will just die to the Renekton Dominus, so they're just going to call that payoff. Maybe a few 2 tower shot there taken by Brokenblade. I think he had an ult angle to pull him back instead of pushing him up against the wall, but he didn't find it. Wunder managed to dash just about in time. Question mark pings on the bot side jungle of G2, maybe considering if the Maokai is in their jungle, but Razork's just going to clear out his Grom, get towards that level 7. No team fights just yet. A ward behind Wunder and Caps TP up soon, but I'm not sure if they'll try to action anything on the top side because mid-bot is really what matters at the moment.
Yeah, remember like 3-4 minutes ago when I said that Brokenblade was having a better time into Wunder in the top. Wunder now 26 CS up. Did manage to take the plate as well, so he's 300 gold. Advantages for Yike and Hans Summer in terms of gold as well. Hans Summer obviously getting the early assist and Yike getting the kill. But all in all, Fnatic have been able to stop G2 from doing anything with this early game. G2 have done the same, really, for Fnatic, so honor's even, cresting over the 10-minute mark.
I mean, the best news here for Fnatic is that the game has slowed down a lot. It's given them more of an opportunity to think about what they want to do, how they want to approach the next fight. Something that Odo Omne was talking about on the desk was he felt that Fnatic was they were trying too hard to kind of match G2's aggression in the early game, and they ended up getting punished for it a lot of the times. But now with a slightly steadier game, a small goal deficit is not something they're going to be too concerned about. And they're in a great spot right now.
Humanoid no flash. Yike could go for the remount flash stun. Mikyx follow up with the ult as well, but I think Humanoid's just out of range. Yeah,
Mikyx was spotted on this ward as he came across as well, so Humanoid just playing respectfully there in the mid lane, backing away. Trymbi's going to come across. Mikyx steals away his Scryer's Bloom, and Trymbi will have to take the long way around to get back to the lane.
So Noah is going for that AD Kai'Sa build, going towards that Kraken Slayer. Smart not to go towards the AP. You've got a Demonic Embrace, First Strike, Red Smite, Maokai, and Azir. You've got enough AP, the Nautalis too. It's about juggling, really. Humanoid's the vulnerable state of the map right now for Fnatic, as he has no flash. A lot of chain CCs readily available for the Rell and the Rakan if they can lock him down. There's the Herald place just to get some platings onto Caps. Wonder if he'll go for some kind of Event Shroud Yone build that we saw Chove doing, but we'll have to see. Mid-bot contest coming in. See Mikyx walking into the bot side jungle of Razork, trying to contest this area.
Such a bot-focused map. Both teams investing heavily in getting vision down. G2 once again coming out the victors, you have to feel. Littered the Fnatic jungle with wards. A couple of wards from Fnatic though, one in the tri-bush and one behind the Dragon Pit will give them a little bit of an awareness.
And the sapling!
Oh, good hook there. Mikyx though pops the quickness. He gets knocked up with the depth charge, and Mikyx killer instinct in, but he charmed immediately. Noah still able to get the kill on. Someone trying to get away, and then it's gonna chase him down. But a spell shield just in time from the G2 AD carry.
Look a bit though, Yike is hovering. There's an easy dive set up here for G2. If he flashes over the wall and crash down, Humanoid could die.
Flashes, misses the stun, but the Magnus Storm enough. The bait sealed. Humanoid, the Emperor's Divide won't be enough. Yike might fall. One more tower shot would be enough, but it's not in the range. Wunder trying to trade in the top lane as the all-out coming out from Brokenblade.
He missed!
Flashes forward and he misses! And Wunder will happily accept your donation!
All 3 lanes kick off into action. It's Fnatic that win out on both sides. Humanoid falls to the gank, but Wunder's Renekton's gonna have about 1,000 gold lead after this wave, and that plating's gonna fall. Getting the upper hand up against Brokenblade with these Renekton blind picks. Every game you have to feel like in this laning phase. Humanoid gonna take a bit of damage from Caps as he TPs back to the lane. 3-2 on the kill score. Gold basically dead even. Herald already used. Mid tower's taken a lot of hits. 1 minute on the next dragon.
I mean, credits to Fnatic after what was such a one-sided game 2. They've maintained composure. Humanoid in some serious danger here.
He has the flash.
He should be able to get away to safety. Trymbi there as well to assist. But you see this 3-man mid play that G2 keeps making. It's a common strategy against Humanoid. Try and put that pressure on him, suffocate him. He's got himself a champion that he has a lot more comfort on with the Azir. He can do a lot with it as the game progresses, and they're doing what they can to shut him down. There is a significant lead starting to build for Caps, but for the time being, Fnatic still in an overall solid position.
But I think resource-wise, yeah, Fnatic is in a great position. They have TP advantage top. Dragon's up soon, 20 seconds. They already have the first. That'll put them on the second. They have bot side vision. They have bot push. Humanoid safe and can push out mid. He can lean into Fog of War. They have pressure here, Fnatic. For the first time in the series, it really feels like around this next Dragon, they'll have setup. And G2 will be the ones to have to break that setup.
Wunder hitting level 11.
Wunder's 2 levels up on Brokenblade. Yeah. It's been a clinic in the top lane. 40 CS the lead as well. And we'll say in game 1, Wunder did get a lane lead, and then Brokenblade ended 9-1 and 8. So it's not all done. But if Wunder can translate that lead in the top lane towards the rest of the map.
Top dive onto Wunder. I've seen this 1,000
times.
He
don't dive Wunder.
You don't dive Wunder.
Caps is here as well. Wunder can pop the Dominus, can call the Meek. He's going to get pulled back with the Pathmaker, but there's the Dominus, and the All Out's going to take him out of tower range. Caps taking it now. The Magnet Storm. You do not dive Wunder. Once again, he survived 3 men. And now Fnatic really strike on the other side of the map. Mikyx trying to dodge away. Fnatic taking everything they can as Wunder continues to show why he is here.
Flash down from Hansama. Had to use the ultimate as well. Ghost is down 2. Wunder's going to TP back up to this top side. He wants to fight off Caps, stop him from getting this top wave in. Uses the E. See if Caps wants to go in on this, because now he's got the Q3 and the ultimate. Maybe he's going to look onto Wunder. He doesn't have the flash just yet.
He still tries to dodge away with the slice and dice. Wunder trading in, but the Conqueror Caps takes out his former teammates.
Wunder without the Dominus wasn't able to win out on that 1v1. Caps knew the limits of his champion, and G2 find themselves an important solo kill. Now the Herald's going to be started off. Caps really look to reset here. Noah making his way back towards top.
BB no TP, so it will be a 4v4 if Noah can get here in time. You can see top waves bleeding into this tower. They're dropping that wave to try and stop this Herald from G2. So now that it's reset, he's going to go back towards that top side. Caps no TP. They can start to push in top here against Fnatic. They might lose a lot on this bot tier 1 in terms of tower health, but they have enough setup to try and force this Herald down if they want. It's just on Brokenblade here after he clears out this wave. Is he just going to run top? He'll get there first if Wunder does go back towards the spot side to look at him on the minimap. Wunder pivoting, maybe considering running towards mid. He's going to run through the jungle to see what Brokenblade does, but it looks like BB's coming into the tower, so first tower might fall for G2. Fnatic being pushed out of the top side as well.
A little bit tentative from Fnatic at times. Now they step in, they pushed out the top wave. Caps is answering it. Humanoid has control of the mid wave if he wants. And slides in with the quickness immediately from Mikyx. The twisted advance will chase him down, and Mikyx's able to dash away. Nature's Grass coming out as Fnatic know they need to find something. Good block on the route by Mikyx before he sacrifices his life. Yike trying to get into the backside. Caps knocked up with the depth charge as well. No order on him for 4 seconds time. Brokenblade's going to TP in, and Wunder cannot match that. Brokenblade has the all out but no flash. Fnatic all hell the retreat, good Riptide for the slow. Trymbi able to flash away, Caps still chasing forward. He's got the fate sealed back, but he can't find the angle.
Humanoid still has the ultimate, he continues to hold on to it. Razork now isolated from his team.
Yeah, Q3's gonna come out. There's the stun, there's the knockback, and Razork is sacrificed by Fnatic.
Caps maybe looking for it, ult across the wall. He's gonna dash back. Under a little bit of threats from Fnatic there. Wunder's gonna get the first tower of the game on the bounce. He's gonna get bot tier 1, 1,000 gold lead over to Fnatic. Not the end of the world. Actually a fine play for Fnatic. They got the TP out from the Cassante. They got the kill onto Mikyx. Overall, it's a 1-for-1. Herald's not taken yet. TP back top from Humanoid. They need to maintain some topside tempo. Noah hasn't reset. That's the biggest pain point for Fnatic. He's sitting on a lot of gold. And he's pushed underneath this tower. G2 maybe going to start this Herald up.
Thankfully, Hansama hasn't backed either for Noah, so they're both sitting on about 1,000 gold right now.
Humanoid greeting this top tower. Mikyx's on the way. Yikes here too. Nope.
Mikyx no quickness. Humanoid has the flash, but Yike able to blast Cone over. Caps now joins the fight. Flash forward by Mikyx, but a great dash away by Humanoid. And continues to dodge away from everything. Humanoid putting on a clinic. He's been in 2 finals, and he hasn't lost one yet. And he hasn't lost yet today.
Wunder didn't go towards bot. He's going to lose bot tower, so they're investing a lot here from Fnatic to get this Herald. They need to look for kills.
Nature's Grass coming out. Mikyx going to get locked up by this. He blocks it for Caps, but Trymbi's on the chase. Mikyx able to dash away, but the Twisted Advance were following home. And now Fnatic begin to open up the hook just short. Mikyx, 100 HP, smashed into the dirt by Razork.
I mean, Fnatic are really taking advantage of that last fight because the fact that G2 were delayed in actually starting that objective. The fact that Wunder didn't have his TP available, they traded 1-for-1. Noah now looking for a dive.
He's just diving. He's just diving on some of the killer instinct. Noah! You absolute beauty! Magnificent here in Montpellier by Noah. And now Yike trading with Wunder. Noah's on his way across. 200 HP in a dream for the Fnatic ADC. And that dream is coming to life.
Noah is back. He's been very quiet this series. He was suppressed against Mad Lions in game 3 and 4, but now solo killing hands. Mikyx face checking. He's gonna die, Wunder!
Wunder takes him out. Now, Fnatic are in control. The momentum has shifted in their favor. They are 2,000 gold ahead, and they have a Riptail.
You can see the confidence really starting to come through for Fnatic, moving into G2's jungle, looking for these picks. They're not hesitating when going for these skirmishes, and Noah finally finding his footing, getting a solo kill onto Hansama is going to do so much for the individual's confidence.
And it was Caps that TP'd away from mid to get that bot tier 2 alongside Brokenblade. They got it, but was it worth it? They lost Mikyx, they lost Yike, they lost Hansama, they lost the Herald. And now the Dragon has been started. Setup isn't ideal from Fnatic. G2 are in the river. Hunt is a bit far. BB's walking up.
No ultimate. Humanoid has his. So does Razork. Wunder's 8 seconds away as Brokenblade looks to trade. The greatness coming out. Trymbi doesn't have a flash. Doesn't really have a hope to get away as Caps gets onto Noah on the backline. Noah flashing away, but no killer instinct from Noah means that he can't do enough. Caps trading on Razork now. Emperor's divide out by Humanoid at the top of the fight as Brokenblade dashes in. Caps still in the pit. It's secured by Yike. Wunder dashing, trying to get Yike for the knock up. The grand entrance. Yike. Caps dashing back into fate sealed. Wunder solo. J2 playing with everything they can, and now Hansama has free reign to open up. Humanoid trading with Brokenblade. Caps going to be able to kill off Razork. You have to feel Humanoid. You want to get away as G2 take the drink.
G2 actually win that fight out. With all of the momentum swinging back in the favor of Fnatic, will the blades be enough? No, they can't quite connect onto Humanoid. He will be able to escape with his life. The gold is practically dead even, but G2 stave off the soul for now.
Caps, you are a man possessed. I think he basically destroyed this fight because G2 are fighting up towards the top side against Wunder and Trymbi, but let's look at what he does. Ease over. Solo kills Noah. He doesn't have the killer instinct up just yet. Gets the kill. Ease back. Now watch this. Razork goes on top of him. He has lethal tempo. Fights against him. And now you'll see the rest of Fnatic turn towards the pit as they try and get BB down. They realize Caps is a target, but Caps, look how he uses his spells. He's going to flash over the wall, or dash rather, and then E back over. Get some damage down. Ult onto Wunder. Try and get that kill. Dash back away again. It's just a clinic. Hans tries to clean up. Razork misses the Q flash. He dashes over the wall, preemptively expecting him to possibly hit. And then he cleans up Razork.
Wunder saw a window where he could get so many kills, and there were just so many annoying things that kept getting in his way. The Mikyx knockup, the mobility from Caps, the stun from Yike. Wunder was so close to just cleaning up that fight for Fnatic, but it was Caps that wins it out for G2.
What a masterclass. Hans was free hitting, like I said, Yike with really good setup. Mikyx was just trying to peel, and BB was being the frontliner. But it's an Infinity Edge on the Yone. Crit Cloak coming through as well. It's not going to be any kind of Evan Shroud build. Just going to go straight for damage. Level 14 now on this Yone. Radiant Virtue complete for Razork. Humanoid building up towards that Void Staff now too. So items coming through for Fnatic, but this game's back in G2's favor.
This, Caps.
Caps not again. Wunder pops the Dominus, should be able to survive this. Caps should get pulled back, but Wunder is deleted. Noah going in for Caps, and that's the shutdown. 800 gold over to the Fnatic AD carry.
Caps is the strongest point of G2. Is that a Baron start for Fnatic perhaps? They have the Herald, they can use it into mid to push in and get the tower. They can then rotate towards the Herald if they want, the Nash, sorry, if they want. There's TP on Caps up in 30 seconds, but they have Azir Kai'Sa. Are they going to go for it? Noah. No. Looks like it's going to back away. Not taking the risk.
I agree with you, Caedrel. I think that was a massive window that they could have exploited. You look at the bottom of your screen. all of the gold advantage is sitting on G2, on that mid laner right now. There was a window where Fnatic could have looked to force something, and instead they chose to just take the tower for now.
TP in? Would you ever just play straight on
Could look for the rush. Noah has
could.
not reset, and they have good vision, but it's tricky.
Looks like Yike is just going to finish his recall, so...
Yeah, Fnatic didn't sync their recalls. They made sure numbers were committed and stayed around just in case. So
Smart by them. But you can see the side lane is falling apart a bit for Fnatic. We talked about it in draft. If the Yone can get ahead on side, that's going to be a big pain point for Fnatic, and that's the second time he's gone and killed Wunder.
Yeah,
so
because Wunder should be the only guy that can deal with him, right? That Renekton, 2 items. You think there are very few champions that can deal with him, but Cap's demonstrating at this point in the game, he has reached that point. His scaling is fully online. He's already working towards his 3rd item. Level 15 now, a full level over both Humanoid and Wunder. He is a problem that Fnatic will have to find some solution for.
And a solution, maybe Noah. He has been so consistent in this game, has struggled sometimes this weekend. Have to remember his first final here in Europe as well. Came into the team a relatively fresh face from Zero Tenacity, and now Humanoid is dashing forward.
tough spot for Fnatic. Yone wins on side. Let's try and force Baron. They didn't start it up. Humanoid did, but they didn't actually commit Fnatic. So now there's a threat of bot tier 3. Creeps bleeding out. Now Fnatic have to run back towards their towers, and G2 can clear vision.
I mean, when G2 played against Mad, they found themselves in a similar situation when Brokenblade on the Yone top, and rather than getting forced into fights against Mad, which is exactly what Mad wanted, they just kept splitting the map.
Oh, Mikyx. Bramble smash. They don't want to go any further. They don't have vision.
But G2 are just doing exactly what they did. They're slowing the map down, and they're just trying to play on sides. They're forcing Fnatic to make difficult choices, and the moment that Fnatic make that slip up is when G2 is looking to strike.
I think they're waiting for Kai'Sa third item, Kai'Sa flash to come back up, waiting for this dragon in 20 seconds, seeing if they can find a pick onto Caps. The W is going to land, but Noah does not want to jump on top of that. Yone almost level 16 is Caps, and you're completely right, Vedius. They're playing on sides. They're playing on bot side. They're playing on Caps' push. They're using it like a seesaw. As he pushes in, they retake vision. When he gets pushed back, they decide to run away a little bit, but you can see they're playing on 2 lanes, mid and bots. G2 really want to set up around this dragon, and Fnatic face checking into this is going to be a bit of a tough one. There's TP wards behind them as well, just littered, ready for Caps to just jump in on a flank. But it's maybe starting up the Drake here is Caps. Almost got it down.
Do it solo. Fnatic pushing forward. Razork does have that nature's grasp. Wunder's going to step forward, but they don't have vision in the pit. The dragon's secured. Trymbi off towards the top side is just being isolated by Caps, but he's doing a great job of keeping Caps from getting in the fight. The Emperor's Divide as well, but Caps already taking out one Brokenblade low. Meanwhile, Hunt Summer solo as Noah starts to open up. The shutdown. Fnatic have finally find the bounty we're looking for, and maybe they can reward the faithful. Killer Instinct in the exhaust. Not enough to stop Noah.
Baron is on the cards. Azir, Kai'Sa alive. The bot lane is down. TP coming in from Brokenblade. Caps is recalling. He has the ultimate. Caps will TP back in as well. Does he have the Bloodthirster? What item does Caps buy here?
One breath before the drop. One moment that could define the series. Can Fnatic secure this now? And Yike spotted Hex Flash.
He missed it. He gets the Hex Flash.
Hex Flash. Caps goes into the pit. The bait's sealed, but he can just dash back. He's trying to get up Humanoid the heal. Not enough. Humanoid down low. Razork going in and the shutdown. Brokenblade joins the fight, but now Yike and Brokenblade are on the wrong damn side of the rim. And Fnatic will have their prize.
Baron down. Caps down. That's 2 raid bosses gone. And now Fnatic can reset, plan the map, use this lead, and look for a win.
The Fnatic magic is not gone just yet. Look at this fight, and keep your eyes on Caps once again. We talked about how he is this raid boss. He goes over the wall. Trymbi just keeps him chain CC'd, and then Noah comes online, forces Brokenblade out of the fight, finds Hunt Summer isolated, and this wall from Humanoid prevents Caps from getting involved anymore in the fight. An impressive team coordination effort prevents G2 from getting the fight that they want, and they secure the Baron.
Hex Flash into the wall. Caps tries his best, but he already misses the ult. He landed onto Wunder, flashes onto Humanoid, try and get that kill. He lives on 1 HP. The W follows him through. Trymbi's coming back from base after having died. BB tries his best, but
G2 are cornered, only 3 members. Not enough resources to help them out, and now Fnatic are running away with this one. Noah 7-1 on the Kai'Sa right now. Really showing up in this game for Fnatic.
You see Yike heading his hands after missing that Hex Flash across the wall, but now Fnatic advancing. Battle lines drawn as they push in towards this bottom lane. It looks like it's just going to be multiple tier 2s for them off this Baron. 90 seconds remain on it. They have a wave pushing in mid. You can see the pings mid top. They've already taken that tier 2 in the bottom lane, and that gold lead will extend already at 5k.
Yeah, looking at mid tier 2, but top wave is really good right now.
Humanoid, why is Humanoid here? Humanoid just gets flanked, doesn't have a flash, doesn't have an open. Hella surviving that as G2 find a pick.
How did Mikyx get there as well?
How did Mikyx get there?
Mikyx was sitting in a bot brush for how long? I'm looking back, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, just sitting in that bush, waiting for someone to walk up, waiting for a window.
But
They'll still get a tower, they'll still get mid, they'll still get bot and top tier 2, but that's a big pick.
It's a huge pick, but I think the important thing to note is Fnatic still got what they wanted out of the Baron. They still took bot tier 2, they still took mid tier 2, they still took top tier 2, and they got a 5,000 gold Baron power play.
They definitely did, and they did exceptionally well in terms of the map state and setting up the waves, but I just want to see how Mikyx got there. Like,
oh yeah, I want to see that in a replay somewhere.
I mean,
like,
what Mikyx has done is bought time for G2, right? While Fnatic were able to get those 2 tier 2 towers, at the very least, they're not threatening onto those inhibitors. Mikyx constantly finding creative ways. So the push in mid gave him a window to move into this dry brush.
Smart,
and what is he? Oh, he goes
all
into
the way
bot
around.
lane.
He knows they're going to push them.
He's going to sit here for a minute. They still need to take bot tower. They still need to run mid. He is just waiting.
And he waits for the wave to pass. Doesn't get spotted on vision.
Wow.
Spotted
and he navigates his way through, catches Humanoid off guard. I mean, you can't blame Humanoid for that, who was not expecting that.
At first I was like, why is he there? But then I realized, okay, well, now I can kind of get it.
They thought they had the information, but now Fnatic back out onto the map.
And well in control of this game.
Well, the Baron has worn off. Dragon will be spawning in about a minute's time, and they're going to keep this pressure up. Yone continues to be on a side lane, and look, Mikyx hovering around him, which means that if anyone tries to answer, G2 could find a potential pick.
They can Maokai ult the tower if they want to force them back. You can use spells to force off towers, or an ult GP ult versus Maokai ult.
But yeah, Hansama hand blocks into the spell strip. He gets rooted and then pulls the shell.
Diving.
And immediately they all dive onto Hansama. What a mistake that was by the G2 AD carry. Fnatic fight 2 off it. Brokenblade left wounded. Wandering back to base. The flash away from Noah. The quickness of Mikyx would have locked him up on the next towers. But now Fnatic are marching towards the inevitable. It's Fnatic G2, and there's no way in hell it was going to end in a quick 3-0 today. Fnatic strike back, and they will take every life they can from G2 before they take the Nexus.
Fnatic put a stamp in game 3. I think the draft was much better. The adaptation, red side worked for them very nicely. They didn't get countered by anything that G2 wanted to throw at them on the blind picks, and so their draft just had so much more cohesion and actually was able to go toe-to-toe up against G2. I think Wunder played fantastically in trying to micromanage as much as he could on the top side with very little resources, but it's Noah who gets those resources, finds those picks onto caps, and plays those team fights well to shut down Hansama.
I think some of the crucial things were Mikyx on the Rakan. You question it in the draft. He didn't have the same playmaking ability that we've seen from him so far in this series. Yike didn't have the same presence that he could typically in the early game. Brokenblade was limited in terms of his impact because of how well Wunder was playing overall. And Caps, that bastion of hope that kind of shone very brightly in the mid game, was very quickly shut down by a well-played team effort from Fnatic. Trymbi with the chain CC, Humanoid with some great plays from the ultimates, and Noah coming up clutch.
Noah ending 9-1-5 in that game. So often he was the one finding that extra pick, finding that extra kill. We're going to hand it over to the Analyst to break down that game, but we have a series on our hands, Montpellier!
We sure do, and it isn't really true until you utter those words, Medic. So great on you and fantastic on Fnatic. They still have something left in the tank, and it was a fantastic fight back. And, you know, we said that they went to red, and it was the first time actually that a team elected to move to the red side in all of the season finals. That must make that they made it pay dividends. What were the most correct choices that they made in order to facilitate this victory?
So I think it was less about specific, like, individual choices in the draft and just going for stability over volatility, I think, in the early game, right? They decided to go for the Azir in mid lane, lots of scaling. They take away the Kai'Sa and ban the Kog'Maw as well, so that there's no real good AP options in the bot lane for Hansama. And I honestly just love this when they didn't have to go crazy in the early game.
Yeah, I think the big one for me that stood out was just, hey, look, we've actually got mid priority for once in this series. We can take control here, we can operate around Razork, we can actually play through what has been the strength of Fnatic, and from that, when you've got that mid jungle working together, it becomes significantly easier. You can see how much of a better time Noah was having down in that bot lane as well, because he wasn't having Caps and everyone down in that bot side as well. It felt like not only was it, as Zender was pointing out, some of the draft picks and going back towards that comfort, but also the fact that comfort gave you the control you needed.
Yes, and from that red side being able to make the decisions that they wanted the way they wanted, Guldborg, and I think you're going to run us through the 18-minute sequence.
Absolutely. It was a very slow-tempered game in the beginning, and it took some time before we really got into it, but 4-4 by 17-minute mark coming into it. As we queue out the play, you can actually see down on the bottom side, BB doesn't have teleport. He's pushing bot. What G2 is trying to do on the minimap right now is collapse on Humanoid, see if they can catch him off to get an advantage 4 versus 4 around the Rift Herald. It does not happen. So if we pause right here, you can see they're actually starting it up, and it's a bit of a mistake. Because right now for BP, he still wants to push this turret. He thinks he can just get a turret. They'll probably have to forfeit the Rift Herald because they're already moving all 5 members of Fnatic up towards the top side, which means we're having a 5 versus 4 on the top side. So as you queue out the play, all G2 has to do here is just abandon, abandon, abandon. But it just don't happen in this scenario. And they even extend the play after this to the point where after they've killed them in the top side, they're going to continue in the enemy jungle. And it turns into a very big mistake. This is the first one where they could say, let's cut our losses, it's going to be fine. But after they continue to walk in, try to contest the Rift Herald, even after TPing in with Caps on the bot side, and it just ends up being a disaster.
And also, you got to keep your eyes on mid lane. Look at Noah just going Super Saiyan. Solo killing Hansama underneath the enemy tower. Like, yeah, you can talk about macro decision-making all you want. That was Noah just literally losing his freaking mind.
But let's talk about it again, because now Caps is still pushing on that bot side, right? Yike goes down. So you think to yourself, there's no way they will walk into this top side anymore. But Mikyx still ends up doing it afterwards, and he falls too. It was just 1, 2, 3, 4 kills just going over to the side of Fnatic for no reason at all whatsoever.
For no reason at all, but as always, you know, you give them that that possibility.
Absolutely.
And they execute on it. Noah had a great game. I feel like it's been a lot of, even though we say for Fnatic it's all around Humanoid, a lot of the games in the season finals, and I think specifically back to yesterday as well, have been when Noah has had a lights out performance. I guess the issue has been that it hasn't been able to be replicated. It's either all or nothing, but on the other hand, same for the other bot lane.
Yeah, I think just from draft, he was set up beautifully here, right? As we were kind of alluding to already, the fact that you're trying to go for some sort of AP option gets taken away by the Kai'Sa. There's not an awful lot of picks that can go toe-to-toe with it at the moment, but also the fact you get comfort for Trymbi, right? This is his 9th game, I want to say, across the point of season finals, has been his most successful pick as well. He looks like he's having a great time, and when you're able to play around that and you're into a good matchup into the Rakan as well, you're just setting your bot lane up for success, and I think being able to play through that has really given Fnatic life coming into this game.
I think it's so poetic for Noah because Kai'Sa was a champion in Summit that he just couldn't play. When they came into the groups and playoff patch, they weren't comfortable at all whatsoever on it. But now it's one of the champions where it feels like they're finding stability on it. Not only that, I think Fnatic really slowing the pace down made it so much easier for them to play the game because they cannot match them in the early game. They need to finding on an even footing in the mid game.
And they did that, and I think a lot off the back of Wunder. He had a solo kill versus Brokenblade this game, by the way.
He had the solo kill, and not just that, like, obviously he gets the sweet outplay versus Brokenblade, who's absolutely had the upper hand throughout this series, but he also is killing in terms of CS. The guy had 900 gold lead at 14 almost, was up 37 CS. That is just absolutely ridiculous, not to mention sidestepping that flash from Brokenblade. Brokenblade really thought he could outplay in that moment, but it just went
It's a
spiraling
50-50 on the flash. Wunder, he just outplays it. He has a good mind game, and it works out for him.
To be fair to Wunder, he's had good early games versus Brokenblade this series, not just in this game. It's just that it didn't always pan out.
But that's the thing for me. Actually, Wunder's been the best performing Fnatic player in this series for Game 1 and Game 2. Game 3, he managed to kind of pop that lead ahead. But I think the big one was just how well then Fnatic were able to take that lead and play around it, right? We saw when we were going for, hey, Caps and BB want to try and split push on bot side, but we're going to take our advantage, play around Wunder, look for these 3-4-man groups that we can quickly collapse onto that top side, and then find those picks that we need to snowball this game. And kind of having that and leveraging that worked out so well for Fnatic here.
It's important not to forget, though, that this was not a landslide victory for Fnatic. This was not a perfect victory. Like, as you can see, it was very close with G2 having an edge at
Makes
moments.
it more impressive, no?
It does. But I think this was sort of, Game 2, we write that off. That was an absolute slaughter. But Game 1 could have followed a similar trend to this game, had some of those fights gone Fnatic ways, had some of the solo kills gone Fnatic ways. The way these teams are playing, there is always that little edge. but it requires multiple things falling in the right places for Fnatic, or it will all come apart, and G2 do not give that many openings.
They don't. G2 have selected blue side. That means Fnatic will stay on the red side, which they elected before, so let's see if it still pans out. I wanted to do a little bingo update whilst we incorporate it into the post-game segment, because I've got Trymbi reaction cam, and he was sad before, and he's happy in this game, so that works. I have a lot of caster calls, and I can't hear them because I'm listening to the...
You and I are both 2 off of a bingo right now.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta get Chemtech. So the problem is, I have trophy gets dropped, which I won't find out until after. So
I have Humanoid guys in the side lane. That's a definitely yes.
I have Team picks Ivern and Mikyx plays Nautilus. Outside of that, I don't know. Ivern's been permabanned. That probably doesn't have him.
Yeah.
Trymbi just got the Nautilus. I need Mikyx on it now.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing. I take my job very seriously, so.
Yeah, right. Where's your shirt?
he's given the shirt off his back for this job. Come on.
First they didn't want a shirt. Now they do want a shirt. Like, come on.
Oh my God, what is it with you? But anyway, back to this game, which could be this game 4, which could be the last one, or it couldn't be. And this, I mean, the script this weekend. The script so far for Fnatic has been, we get it to that game 5. We've not seen, are you okay? We've not seen it not happening so far, so.
It's not only just Fnatic. I mean, it was EMEA Masters as well. The entire day has been, hey, you go 2-0 up, and then you start to have that comeback happening. So game 3 gone the way. Game 4, do we have the same here?
Okay, but what also happened in the EMEA Masters and the semi-final yesterday, it was almost a reverse sweep, and then they lost game 5.
Hey, it's still a game 5.
I mean, I won 5.
Yeah. So do I. Fnatic, they bounce back. Hopefully they can bring us to Silver Scrapes. We'll be right back after this.
I'm killing on the twos.
Guys, we're killing front line. We're killing front line. Guys, that. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. Guys, we win this.
Sorry.
Go. Nice.
Look at Kai'Sa.
Look on.
I will look him. Look, look at me.
Yeah,
he's dead.
I'm coming. You win.
I can kill here.
Okay, Kai'Sa ult. This is a comeback. Holy shit.
Game was insane.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Let me in! Hey! Let me in! Let me in! Let me in!
He's trying to do it, but meanwhile they're in the base. Yellow Star's trying to defend them in the base. Pekking's trying to take the Nexus down. Is anyone going to be able to deal with this one?
A new era of European League of Legends!
Welcome everyone to the Kia Tilt Proof Challenge. We're here to see if 4 gamers can stand up to the test.
Well, this... Oh!
Dios mío de mi vida.
I think I lost.
I'm so happy that I didn't eat before.